everyone to Jane Unchained. I'm Elysabeth Alfano, and it's another episode of Awesome Vegans, and I have the most awesome vegan in the house, a fearless vegan Evan who has been up against some incredible challenges this morning, taking on the President of the United States. Vegan Evan, thank you for being with me.
Thank you. I'm so excited to chat with you.
I'm so happy to be with you and so incredibly proud of you. So you've had quite the morning, my friend. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what exactly you announced today and all the craziness that has ensued this morning?
So yeah, today we've done a whole bunch of stuff. When I got up, we went to some newsstands. And we got a couple New York Times, and we were showing it to people right here. And I'm so excited. I'm in the New York Times. So that is awesome.
You are. It's a full page ad in the New York Times. Let me just summarize for people what happened, and then maybe you can tell us in your own words as well. So this morning, backed by $1 Million Vegan, you challenged President Trump, along with some other wonderful kids. You challenged President Trump to take the deal of $1 million and go vegan for January, and then that $1 million would go to veterans. So what are you experiencing this morning? What has some of the reactions been?
Everyone's like, oh, that's really cool. But I just wanted to say, yeah, so we got up and we challenged President Trump to go vegan for January. And as he said, if he does, we're going to donate $1 million to the veterans charity or charities of his choice. And I hope that he says yes. That'd be awesome if he did.
So have you spoken to President Trump himself?
I have not.
Okay. Do you think that you will be able to speak to the president?
I'm not exactly sure, but that would be amazing.
Yes. Okay. So how did you get the message to the president? Was it through letter or was it through this full page New York Times ad?
So it's not only the New York Times. We're going to have like a whole bunch of billboards and a lot of cool stuff. And it's going to be on the news and going to get a lot of coverage. It's actually already been on the news in Italy.
Wow. Ciao l'Italia.
So, yeah.
And okay, so what has some of the reaction been from the journalists who've interviewed you, as well as the general public on Instagram? I've been seeing it all over the place. And as you say, it's going to be in billboards. It was in the New York Post. They wrote about it. And then you have a video that's been online. So what has some of the reaction been from journalists and also from social media?
I think that they all thought that it was like really cool and that it was awesome.
Yes, because it is very awesome. Now, were you at all scared to approach the president with this challenge?
Not really. I was more excited than scared.
Yes, and you've been building up to this for a long time. How long has this been in preparation?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. Well, I know that a lot is at work here. So if you were able to talk to President Trump, what would you tell him? I know you have the challenge for him, but what would you say to him about why he should go vegan?
For what we're doing is we're saying make America healthy again because we want a healthy country. And as the leader of our country, I think that he wants America to be great, and to be a great country, I think it needs to be a solutionary country and a healthy country. And actually, the number one killing disease in America is heart disease, and that is proven to be prevented by a plant-based diet.
Yes, and then right behind health disease, we have obesity and, of course, diabetes and diabetes really can be the seventh killer in the United States, and it's very linked to food. Type 2 diabetes is directly related to diet. So as you say, we can make America healthy again, but I love that you explained that you want America to be a solutionary problem. Tell us a little bit what you mean by that.
Well, to be a solutionary country, you have to be part of the solution and not the problem.
Yes.
Because, like, if you're eating animals, that's being part of the problem. It hurts the animals, then it hurts your health by you eating it, and also it destroys the planet by trying to get it. So that's not being a solution. That's being a problem. So I think that America needs to be a solutionary country and not eat animals and instead be vegan.
I'm just going to add to that because I love what you say. You know, America has always been an extremely creative country. We have always, as you say, been solutionary. We come up with the solution to problems. We come up with new ideas. We come up with engineering new ways of doing things. We're always out in front. And as we go from 7 billion people on the planet to 10 billion people on the planet, it's basically a race for food. And animal agriculture is an extremely inefficient way of getting food to people. And so why feed all those grains to animals when we can feed them directly to people? And it only makes sense that America would be out in front with that solution in terms of engineering new ways of getting food to people, new types of food products. For example, the Beyond Meat burger uses 99% less water, 93% less land, and puts out 90% less greenhouse gas emissions. So now that's a solution, and we need more solutions.
Yes.
Yes, and America has always been a country of inventors. So I don't see why we would be asleep at the wheel here. So I love that you are encouraging President Trump to foster this kind of innovation in a country that has always been about innovation. Okay, so of course, we care about business and innovation, and we care about feeding people, and we also care about making people healthy. And we care about that because we want everyone to feel their best. But there are also some economic reasons that we want people to feel healthy. I don't know if you feel comfortable sharing that conversation with me, or I can dive into that.
Yeah, so also I was reading, and it says cardiovascular disease costs the economy about $329 billion. So that's really bad for our economy, and it's bad for America.
Yes, you are so right and so succinct. It's pretty beautiful. You're absolutely right. A sick country is not a productive country. So it hurts the workforce. And then, of course, a sick country is very wasteful because it is so gosh darn expensive. And I once interviewed a doctor in Chicago, Dr. Kim Williams, and he said that it's everyone's patriotic duty to go vegan because we're bankrupting our health system. What do you think about that?
Well, before I say about that real quick, actually, Dr. Kim Williams is one of the doctors backing this campaign.
I love him.
But can you say the question one more time?
What do you think about his statement that it's our patriotic duty to go vegan so that we can save the healthcare system from bankruptcy?
Yeah, I think that is a great quote because really it does, as I just said, it costs the economy so much. And it's really bad for America for us to eat this food because not only is it bad for that, but it's also bad for your health. It's bad for everything. So it costs so much that it's destroying America.
Yes, that is absolutely right. And I'll add to that where there is innovation and where we have creative solutions, there are jobs. So the more Beyond Meat grows, the more people are employed working for Beyond Meat. There's a company called Light Life. Have you ever had Light Life?
Yes.
Okay, that company is building America's largest plant-based factory. That plant-based factory is going to be in Indiana, in the heart of animal agriculture, and it's going to employ 460 people. And if you imagine that there are 4 people in every family, that means 4 times 460, so about 1,800 people will be dependent on that plant-based paycheck. So it's a great solution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Well, let's talk a little bit about veterans. So President Trump is pro-veteran, as we all are, of course, as we support our military. So how do you think he could say no to this? Because you're offering $1 million for veterans.
Yeah, exactly. Because the veterans are the ones who fight and have fought for our country, and this would be a help and a blessing to them if they could get $1 million, and all he has to do is go vegan for a month. So really, how can he turn down that offer?
I completely agree. And I'll also add that real leaders lead. They lead from the front. They stand out just like you're doing today, Evan. Real leaders lead. So we challenge you, President Trump, to do the smart thing for the economy, for jobs, for our health, for our healthcare system, for your health, and for veterans.
Yes.
So tell me, Evan, what more in terms of interviews do you have on the docket coming up today or this week?
A whole bunch. Just a bunch.
Just a bunch. Yes, just a bunch. Okay. Well, I want to get to know the Evan behind the $1 Million vegan campaign. Evan, tell me, what's your favorite snack?
Snack is in like a snack, or is in like a food?
Okay, I'm going to give you 2 options here. Snack as in like a snack, so it can be junk food or health food. And then what's your favorite vegan food?
All right. So my favorite snack, that's a hard one.
It's super tricky.
Great vegan snacks. I've had vegan jerky, delicious vegan chips, a whole bunch of stuff. But for my favorite vegan food, I have to say cashew cheese quesadillas.
Oh, you are singing my song, mister. That's fantastic. So next time I see you, Evan, I'm going to invite you over because I make a very mean air-popped popcorn with extra virgin olive oil and salt with some nutritional yeast. So we can share in one of my favorite snacks next time I see you. What have you learned in this campaign that you know now that you didn't know maybe 3 months ago when you started?
A whole bunch of stuff. I learned a whole bunch of facts, a whole bunch of amazing things that are going to help me try to make more people vegan.
Yes, so wonderful. And, you know, as we talk about our favorite vegan foods, maybe we should also talk about our favorite animals. Do you have any favorite animals? And do you have any pets?
Well, I don't really like to pick and choose like favorites, but I could pick, if I had to pick my favorite animal, I would probably pick pigs.
Oh. Tell me why.
Well, actually, I fostered a little piggy for 7 months, and he was so cute. We didn't even have to have him on a leash, so he'd go out back, and we'd feed him, and then he'd run around, and he'd chase us. He was really funny.
I am told that pigs are smarter than dogs, that pig mothers are incredible mothers, going to extremes for their piglets, very family oriented, and they're very smart and can very much solve puzzles.
Yeah.
Yes, I love pigs as well, and they're so filled with personality. It would be hard not to see that, hard not to see the feelings and emotions and communication structure and family structure just with pigs, but of course with all animals. So I think I have one last question for you. So we're about to wrap up 2019, and hopefully starting in 2020, President Trump is going to go vegan for the month of January, and veterans are going to get the support of $1 million, which would be so wonderful. And the president would then be leading by example on how we can handle our planetary crisis and our upcoming food crisis and our resources crisis, and he could lead from the front. So 2020, we hope to start off to be a great year, but I'm wondering, Evan, if you have any predictions for what's going to happen in 2020.
You really just broke up. I couldn't hear anything you said.
No worries, no worries. Okay, so let me say again, 2020 is right around the corner, and we have a lot of good hope for 2020 that President Trump is going to go vegan in January. But besides that, I'm wondering if you have any predictions for 2020.
I don't have any predictions, but I just hope that like a lot of more people go vegan, and I think that they definitely are. And I think that every year there's going to be so many more people that are vegan because the animal rights movement is really growing.
Yes, it is. And I want to thank everybody watching for helping it grow. You help the vegan movement grow by sharing this interview, for example, by tweeting about Evan, by Instagramming about Evan and what he's doing with $1 Million Vegan, helping to spread this video and other videos, helping to get the word out. You can always tag, I think your Instagram is Vegan Evan, yes?
Yes.
So you can...
I'm at no spaces and all lowercase, I think. Just no spaces.
Okay, no spaces. So you can tag Vegan Evan on Instagram. Vegan Evan, of course, tag $1 Million Vegan, tag me, Elysabeth Alfano, tag this network, Jane Unchained. Absolutely help to get the word out, and then we can all reshare and share and reshare and share. Evan, just before we let you go, because I know you have a very busy day in New York, tell me, when did you go vegan?
So I wasn't always vegan or vegetarian. My mom was always vegetarian, but then I decided to eat no animals but fish. But then I learned that fish had families, friends, and feelings too, so I stopped eating them. And then when I was 5, my mom watched Conspiracy while I was asleep, and on the way to school, she said, "I'm going to try to be vegan." And I said, "I want to also," but she said, "You can't have cupcakes, you can have pizza, you can have a whole bunch of stuff," she said. So I said, "No, Mommy, if the animals are being hurt and I don't need it, then I don't want it." So now we're vegan.
I love you. It's official. I love you. Well, thank you for all that you do, for being so strong and courageous, and for flying around like a superhero that you are, taking on President Trump, asking him to do the right thing for his own health, for all of America, for veterans, and for our business economy and healthcare system. And of course, thank you to $1 Million Vegan for being creative and supportive. And thank you to your mom there, Shannon. She's off on the side. We don't see her, but she is an incredible powerhouse in and of herself. So I want to thank you both. And everyone go ahead and share this interview with our superhero, Vegan Evan. It's wonderful to see you from New York. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Go vegan. President Trump, take the deal. This has been Elysabeth Alfano on Awesome Vegans, here with the fabulous Vegan Evan on Jane Unchained. Go vegan, everybody.
Go vegan.
Go vegan.